PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Support.
I think it's a culture.
It's creating a culture in the school that is positive and supports all the needs of the children within the school.
A way to change student behavior as well as teacher behavior in the use of positive rewards in such a way that it becomes a habit.
Happening especially in Charles County is 85% of our schools do have PBIS in place. All of our middle schools have PBIS in place, as well as a majority of the elementary schools. Reason for that is because more and more PBIS has been proven by not only USDE but MSDE as a program that works. Schools that decide they may not need it will have some of the components, the basic component being that we create a positive environment in which students want to come to school, staff want to teach, and teachers can actually teach all students.
The places that focus on this approach make all the difference in the world. And Charles County, I should tell you, does a great job. We get so many well-prepared students. And I don't simply mean in academics, quite frankly. I mean in their behavior, in their values, in their character. And so Charles County is doing a great job.
The premise is, if you think of a triangle, 80% to 85% of people will know what it is that they're expected to do if they're told what it is they're expected to do. We'll have 3 to 5 positively stated expectations.
We have 3 rules of respect, which is respect yourself, respect others, and respect the environment. And everything that we do every day surrounds around those 3 rules of respect.
We have a school-wide motto. It's RISE, and it's the first thing you see when you enter the school. And RISE stands for respecting individuals, self, and of course our environment, and that would include the school, the cafeteria, the bus, anything that pertains to our expectations. And so we simply ask the students to rise to the challenge, and that means to ask yourself, am I respecting individuals, self, or the environment in every decision I make throughout the day?
Each schools are going to have different expectations. Each school is going to reward their students a little bit differently. Some will use tokens, some will have a different type of reward system.
The kids get Rise Bucks, and then those Rise Bucks can be turned into different things, like they can buy things in the cafeteria, they can use them to attend a dance. Teachers get rewarded because if they give a Rise Buck, they also get put into a basket, and Miss West selects one at the faculty meeting and gets a lunch on Fridays.
Some of our teachers even have kids to lunch. Some of them will have video games at lunchtime for the kids to play, and the kids can purchase those activities at the Husky Buck store.
In our school we have Bulldog Bravos, and children earn Bulldog Bravos on a daily basis for doing what we expect them to do. And they are respect yourself, respect others, respect learning, and respect property.
We designed a golden trash can, and it's literally a trash can that's painted with bright shiny golden paint, and the classroom that is the cleanest for a week gets the golden trash can. And it's not selected by the teachers or myself or our vice principal, it's selected by our building service staff. So that pulls them into helping to reinforce those rules of respect in respecting your environment.
The bottom line is 80% to 85% of all those students know what it is that's expected of them. They're being taught those lessons, and they're taught what does it look like to be respectful in the hallway, what's it look like to be ready to learn in the classroom, what does it look like to be safe on the bus. As a result of that, we then look at the data, at the discipline data, and we find out, all right, which students are struggling with those expectations, which students need a little bit more skills. Those, what we call the yellow zone students, anywhere from our 5 to 15% of our yellow zone students, will then have additional skills either through guidance groups, they'll work with the PPW, they'll work with somebody within student services. That top red zone, that last 5%, and in Charles County we're very fortunate because we actually only have about 3% of our students are in the red zone. Those will be the students that have what we call functional behavior analysis. We'll work with the school psychologist, they'll have more intense interventions being put in place.
Each month we might take a look and see if we're seeing referrals on disrespect. So we're able to go in and do a lesson across the whole school on dealing, talking to the kids about disrespect and talking to them about ways that they can be respectful towards one another, towards staff members, towards teachers and things along that lines.
If we can use the lessons, design the lessons to address the everyday things that are real to them, then they have a better handle on how to approach them or how to use the resources in our building to solve the problems before they get the referral.
I have personally been at 2 schools using PBIS, and it has worked dramatically in both places. There it was called the Dreamcatcher program. For obvious reasons, it's Indian Head Elementary. It cut our office referrals in half in literally 1 year.
We wanted to focus on a red zone student who in 6th grade had 20-some office referrals. Bottom line is we were able to get him from 20 office referrals in 6th grade. He only had 5 last year. He didn't have any suspensions, and he was reading from 30 words per minute. He got up to 75 words per minute, and he increased his MSA score by 50 points.
Because we've had more time on task, more time for instruction, that has improved our test scores. We believe it's a factor in our improved test scores.
Well, I would say without this program, we would be all over the place. This keeps us all speaking the same language, and it really helps with new students too, so they can know what's expected of them, and their classmates become such great role models.
I think that teachers see the difference it's making in their classroom, and the change in their attitude is reflected in most definitely the kids' attitude.
I think it's successful because it's just good research documentation, in that we know that one way to change student behavior is through positive rewards and through teaching them how to act correctly. So it works because the research is out there showing us that it works.
When you see things work, it's kind of hard to say, well, we're not going to do this. When it's working, we just keep going on with it.
Every child is with such potential and so special. We have to take the approach in our homes and our communities that these children are wonderful assets with many strengths. Of course children have problems. Of course we all have problems. But the question is, do we look at it from a half full or half empty perspective? I would say this is all about looking at the full side.
Every person in this building is part of it, from the secretaries, the cafeteria people, even the bus drivers participate. I think it gives everybody encouragement to do it all again, because it does take effort.
The banners are very, very important. It shows that the state recognizes us as an exemplar school, but the truth is what matters is the children. So if I took those banners down and you walked through our school, that's what means a lot to me, that the children respect themselves, they respect each other, and they have a great sense of pride.
I think that it's meaningful. We're actually making them into productive members of society. So it's real world, it's applicable to everything.
To me, it affects not only what goes on here at Matthew Henson, but it should affect what's going on out in the family as well as what's going on out in the community. So to me, it's broader, it's bigger than just Matthew Henson. It's broader than just Charles County. It's something that changes a lot of people, a lot of things.
When you walk into a PBIS school, you feel like, wow, this is a positive climate, the students are supported, staff is supported, parents are welcomed. It doesn't feel like it's such a 4 walls with just people in it. It really does feel like a true community. It's quite engaging.